Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Michael Wald, and thank you for attending this presentation, which I've entitled Vitamin C, How Much is Too Much? You're going to learn a lot of practical things here, and I'm going to break it all down for you. To begin with, I'm a doctor of chiropractic. I also have a board certification and master's degree in nutrition. I'm a dietitian. I provide life coaching to my clients and also acupuncture. I also attended medical school, earned my MD diploma, but decided not to obtain an active medical license. So this information that we're going to get into right now is for your education and those purposes only. It's not meant as a substitute for sound medical or health advice. So let's get right into it. So to begin with, some key insights about vitamin C you should know about. Vitamin C is essential for hundreds, if not a few thousand different enzymatic reactions. Dr. Jeffrey Bland, who's the founder of functional medicine, estimates about 3,000 different enzymatic reactions that involve vitamin C. It's required, vitamin C that is, for collagen synthesis, so tissue repair. That's also skin, bone, tendon, and vascular health, so blood vessels and cardiovascular disease. Vitamin C also plays a key role in immune defense. Most of us know that. And I can tell you, if you look at this illustration here, it's not perfect, but the big image in the center, which is surrounded by red blood cells, is supposed to illustrate a white blood cell. And if this were a slide under a microscope and I added a vitamin C rich solution to this, you would see that cell start to run around like crazy. So you can show and easily demonstrate that vitamin C will enhance the resiliency of the immune system, along with other positive benefits on our immune systems, because we have 3 different immune systems. This is just a simple illustration of how dopamine, a happy chemical in the brain, is converted in the presence of vitamin C. So there's an enzyme, dopamine beta hydroxylase, which converts dopamine to norepinephrine, and norepinephrine is part of the stress response. So we need vitamin C to help manage the stress response. And here's just a quick list of some of those hundreds, if not thousands, of enzymes that require vitamin C so that they take place, such as collagen hydroxylation, which again helps to repair collagen and soft tissues in the body. Carnitine synthesis. Carnitine is an amino acid which acts like sort of like a shuttle that brings essential fatty acids from outside of the cell to inside of the cell, helping to get all those benefits from, let's say, omega-3 fatty acids. Then there's dopamine beta hydroxylase, which is what I just reviewed earlier, an enzyme that requires vitamin C to produce norepinephrine for a healthy stress response. Peptideglycinate and also tyrosine metabolism, which we need for thyroid hormone and also for stress response. Tryptophan metabolism for sleep. And of course, I'm oversimplifying here, giving you just a quick example of what some of these enzymatic reactions do in the body. Cholesterol metabolism and also cytochrome P450 activity, which means vitamin C is required for enzymes that increase cytochrome P450 enzyme systems, which are fundamental for detoxification. So that's one of the ways in which vitamin C is essential for detoxification in the body. Also, vitamin C functions as an antioxidant. Most of us have heard that vitamin C is an antioxidant. So that means it's going to protect lipids, which are fats, proteins, and even DNA, our genetic material, from free radical stress, which can break up and disrupt DNA fragments, leading to adverse outcomes. Also, you should know that the adrenal glands store some of the body's highest levels of vitamin C. Vitamin C is crucial for stress hormone production. It also lowers cortisol, by the way, which is you might call it a negative stress hormone, particularly if cortisol is too high for too long. And as we move forward, I thought this was interesting to let you know, this is something I'm sure you haven't heard before, but way back when we were early hominids on the planet Earth, we would be able to eat glucose, blood sugar, and in the presence of an enzyme, galunolactone oxidase, the body would convert glucose or sugar into vitamin C. So humans lost, as I've described here, the ability to produce vitamin C due to the evolutionary loss of a specific enzyme known as galunolactone oxidase. About 40 to 61 million years ago, it's estimated, we lost the ability to make that enzyme due to a gene mutation. And one of the reasons it's thought that that happened was because our environments way back when were much more rich in vitamin C. The evolutionary process selected or self-selected that if we did not make that enzyme, we might actually tag a few more years onto our lifespan. So that's one of the theories. I just thought it's very interesting to think that vitamin C was made from sugar, the one thing that most of us believe is pretty bad. If you're fully saturated on the right here, then your body's going to get rid of any more through the urine. So very important test. And then there's MDA, which is an inflammatory test. Vitamin C should lower that if it is elevated, and that can be elevated in many conditions. And the other test here, oxidized versus reduced glutathione, is letting you know whether the vitamin C you're taking is working to modify inflammatory oxidative reactions against anti-inflammatory antioxidant reactions. And then there's a few other tests I've mentioned here. And there might be others depending, again, on the individual that I'm sitting down with. And fundamentally, once you manage the vitamin C, we're looking at other nutrients as well. As I just mentioned, we do not want to stop our intake when we reach the recommended daily allowances. We want to get to those optimal amounts. When I look at the laboratory work, I also compare a person's laboratory test to the minimum, let's say, normal ranges, which are called clinical ranges. You've had your blood tests done in the past. You know what the clinical ranges are for cholesterol and other types of tests. Those are ranges that are based on the average man or woman that is seemingly well, that donated blood, and you're being compared to them, as opposed to differently placed ranges on the blood, which I call healthy or functional ranges, which are based on research and my clinical experience over several decades of where the optimal vitamin C level should be or the optimal cholesterol level should be. You name the test. That's called a nutritional interpretation. So I hope that this presentation was useful to you, not just for vitamin C, but just to open your eyes in terms of the recommended daily allowances and what your doctors do not know. I'll see you at the next podcast. Thanks for joining me.